Okay, where are you getting your drugs from?
I don't do drugs.
You tested positive twice.
I think she means she doesn't do them now. She stopped.
You tested positive twice. Where were you getting the drugs from? That's going to, you know what? You just interrupted the court, which is, the rules really don't apply to you, do they?
Yes, sir. Before I actually went to court as well.
Okay, but it was in your system when you were in court.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then another thing I just mentioned in court earlier, but let's get some more testimony about this. During this time period, you were cleaning hotel rooms. Is that correct?
Correct.
That was your part of your job, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there was a period of time that you were in rooms that you believed did have marijuana in it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Were you using the marijuana?
No, sir.
Okay. Were you around what you thought or believed to be marijuana?
I wasn't around it because that's why I'm not understanding why is he.
Well, I'm saying in the rooms, not people smoking, but rooms that people had been smoking in the rooms.
When I proceeded in the room, I leave out and let my manager know that I would be able to do the work because I have a drug.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Since then, that's what you've been doing. You've been telling if you go into a room that you smell marijuana, you've been telling your manager, I'm not cleaning that room.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So since then, you've been telling your manager if you go into a room that you smell marijuana, that you can't be in that room, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you recently got another drug patch came back in.
Yes, sir.
And it was clean.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you believe that the marijuana that was in your system from the first drug patch was carried over from when you were using before,
Yes, sir.
or something to do with being in the rooms?
In the rooms.
How do you know that?
Because it was.
Are you clairvoyant? Or did you do a scientific test or anything? How do you know that's what's causing it?
Because when I proceeded in the room, it was smoked out.
All right. This is the second time you tested positive, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where are you getting your drugs from?
I don't do drugs.
You tested positive twice.
I think she means she doesn't do them now. She stopped.
You tested positive twice. Where were you getting the drugs from? You're not about to give up a source, are you? Keep going.
Stop smoking.
Keep going.
Okay. Well, when did you stop smoking marijuana?
I stopped smoking in March.
Okay. All right.
But, go ahead.
Okay. So you stopped smoking in March.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're telling the court your testimony, for what it's worth, is that you haven't smoked any since March.
Correct.
Okay. When you came in here to court that time, it wasn't your system, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you tested positive, and
I've been clean ever since.
and you took responsibility for that and agreed that was part of it. Okay. All right.
Wait, hold on. You tested positive for the drug test May, which was after that first one.
I think that,
Why aren't you
Still working in a hotel.
why aren't you being held? Why aren't you being held accountable for that? Because it's somebody else's?
No, sir. That's when I was working in the hotel room.
Okay. All right. Can you imagine? That's all anybody has to say. I walked past the hotel room and smelled marijuana. I'm going to test positive, and that's going to. You know what? You just interrupted the court, which is the rules really don't apply to you, do they? No, they don't, because you interrupt people when they're trying to speak, and that's not. We learned that when we were in the first grade. That was inappropriate, but. It doesn't take us long to know that being around drugs is can hold you accountable. You have a responsibility to stay away from it. And I would be maybe getting a different job if it's because the people in the rooms are smoking marijuana. And let me ask you this, what hotel is it you work with that's so liberal in their rules where they let people use drugs? What hotel?
Hampton Inn.
Hampton Inn?
Yes, sir.
Okay, have you told the owners about, there's too much drugs here?
I immediately told the manager right away.
Uh-huh. And are they here today to testify?
No, sir.
Why not?
I just retained recently. This is a hearing came up. If you'd like to reset it for about a.
Yeah, I did. No, I'm going to make findings, but we can always hold another hearing.
That's fine. Yeah.
And I'd like to know what actions that they might be taking to prevent her story from happening. It just doesn't make any sense, but I can't imagine her story from happening. It just doesn't make any sense, but I can't imagine the owners and the managers of the hotel just are flippant about it and say, we don't care. And our employees are put in harm's way and we don't care. I don't think that's going to be the story, but I know this is the second time you've tested positive, and that's 2 times too many.
If I may, Your Honor, just a couple of follow-up questions.
Go ahead.
Ms. Hill, you indicated or testified to the court that you stopped using marijuana back in March of this year. So your testimony would be back in November of 2025, you were using marijuana or a regular user of marijuana? So that would mean
You have to speak up. She can't hear you when you mumble. You got to speak up. You're mumbling.
So that would mean back in November 2025, you were a regular user of marijuana, correct?
Correct.
And that would mean that back in November of 2025, when the Beaumont Police Department encountered you in the parking lot of that HEB, and they allege you nearly ran over 2 pedestrians, it was likely that you were using or on or under the effects of marijuana at the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's all the questions I have,
Did
Judge.
you say yes?
That's all the questions I have, Judge.
Okay.
No further, Your Honor, just arguments.
Anything else?
More questions?
Go ahead.
Your Honor, this is a situation where my client was a marijuana user, came here for court way before I was involved, tested positive. So it did what the court does in the situations, doubled the bond, gave her a drug patch. She got out. Her first drug patch did come back dirty, whether that was residual from carrying over from that before, depending on how heavy.
Or using or misusing drugs.
Oh, I was getting to those. Or it was from the hotel or from using. We don't know, but there's a legitimate arguments there. If the second drug patch would have came back dirty, then there would be no arguments at all. Okay, there'd be absolutely 0 arguments I can make, and I wouldn't be standing here doing that. But the second one did come back clean, so she has stopped using.
Wait. How are you saying that second one absolves her of the positive in the first one? Come on.
It's saying that if she
What
was,
science are you using?
if she was a heavy drug user, Your Honor, at the time, and it was built up in her system, it would take some time to get out of the system. But now it is clean, and we see it clean. If the courts wants to test her, by a live UA right now, then I'm sure it's going to show it's going to be clean, and it's going to be.
We're not going to test people because they choose a time when they want to be tested. That's why we put a drug patch, and that's. Unfortunately, she had a drug patch on this one and tested positive while wearing the drug patch. This is the second time. She's going to be held accountable. But as you always do, you have good points. But if it were me, I smell marijuana, I run like the wind. If I had things to lose like you do, or get another job where you're not around it, but you make the choices, and if you're going to be around it and you're going to say it's their fault, I'm sorry, you're going to have a problem proving that, because when it's in your system, if anybody could say without any other proof and substance that backs them up, it's just your word, that I smell marijuana, so thus I'm going to use the Tierra Hill rule, and once you smell marijuana, it must be that marijuana in my system that's tested positive, and that negates any allegation that the drug patch is showing misuse, and that's not the way it is. It's not a get out of jail free card. And here's the thing about marijuana. It's not like many other drugs. Marijuana gives you an advance warning. You can smell it from a long way off, and you run like the wind. You don't go to the marijuana. You go stay away from it, and you have a lot to lose. But I'm going to rely on the scientific test that caught you a second time.
I think that's
anything else you want to add?
Yeah, exactly. I think you made one of my points for me there, Your Honor, that if you understand that going to a place that has marijuana is going to cause your drug test to be bad, that you stop doing that. That's what's happened since then, that she's actually done that. She's done exactly what we said, that, if that's something the least I would do this, and that's what we're doing now.
No. She smelled the marijuana and yet she went to the room.
I don't think he understood that it would cause any kind of tests or problems. But after the first time, she understood it did and stopped doing that. And so now she doesn't do that. And the test shows that. It backs up that
This is the
story.
second exam. She's tested positive again, and we're gonna help. It's double. Her bond is revoked, a warrant. You're taken into custody. It's a $16,000 bond. It's now $32,000. Plus, you must continue to have the drug patch as a condition of bond. What else are we going to do today? Is that
That's all I
it?
said today, Ron.
That's all I have, Judge.
All right. That is all. 24 CCR 101 versus LaDonna Renee Lewis. And you are here with your attorney, Mr. Nayland, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and the arraignment here? Can we proceed in summary? This indictment alleges that on or about November 8th, 2020. Is that a free? Yeah, 2023. 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of misapplication of fiduciary or financial property of an amount more than $30,000, but less than $150,000. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
If convicted of a third-degree felony, you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Punishment range. The way we're getting all this changed, when you touch the pad with your hand, it makes marks on it. That's one I have to. I don't know what has happened to all these things. They didn't used to do this and now they're acting odd. An agreement's been reached.
You're just going, there's restitution, and then we're going to ask you to decide whether it's straight or deferred in the terms.
Okay. The agreement is she would be placed on probation.
Yes, sir. There's just no blank
And-
check that says just probation. So
Okay, we need, because the way this reads, there's no consideration moving to make a contract here. It just says restitution, court to determine type of probation. Let's see.
because one says deferred and one says after conviction placed on probation. There's no one that says court to determine type and length.
All right, I've got, the agreement is, probation to be determined by the court. Restitution will be paid in the amount of $8,966.09. And then under just court to determine time, but it's under non-binding, but that's, let me change that. We're talking about community supervision here. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it's up to the judge to decide how many years? Is that what I'm gonna do?
It's whether or not it's a deferred or a straight probation and the term extension.
Okay. So what I think I'm gonna do, there's really no non-binding recommendation being made, is there? This is all.
Correct. It's just, this is just.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the following binding. We'll check out community supervision. Did y'all agree on a term of years on probation, or is that my call?
That's your call, Chief Judge.
Okay. I'm gonna put up to 10 is what.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that your understanding of the plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement of probation, deferred or regular probation, and order restitution, and this can be up to 10 years in length, it's the court's call, but whatever term of probation the court assesses, it can be shortened to 1/3 if you do well and complete probation. So 10 gets you 3 1/3
Yes, sir.
if you do well. You're going to do well.
Absolutely.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your own free will and because you are guilty.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1 here. Did you sign that document? Understand it, discuss it with your attorney? Are the contents true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence.
No objection.
Without objection. Among other things, this states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with? The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. Totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All true, so help you God. State's Exhibit 1 is made a part of the record for all purposes. I think we need a pre-sentence report. So everybody can then sound in, and because deferred, regular probation, one's got a conviction, one's not, and it depends on factors and circumstances that
Yes, sir.
I don't know about.
Better.
Yeah, okay. What we'll do is we're going to order a pre-sentence report. You will touch base with the probation officer here in a minute, and you will come. They will interview you, and they will make a report. We will return back on.
We're gonna tentatively set for September the 26th, Judge. Like,
September 26th.
Everything.
Missing your phone? Yeah. All right, don't draw on it.
Maybe that chair will.
That's good.
I called shy away a little bit.
Correct.
You said September 26th.
Another Friday.
Yeah, I can. I was sure I gotta be in Tampa on this that case that week, but it's the weekend.
So that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
All right, we will return, then you will get a copy here. And then all parties can add any additional information you want me to consider, and the court will be fair.
Yes, sir.
And this is all fixable. And look, when it comes to restitution, you pay the restitution back, you're going to get rewarded.
Judge, out of what she's taken, she already paid back over $25,000 of the restitution that she
You
owed.
pay it
So the remaining.
complete, and the quicker you do it, the more happy I am about taking care of this, because the people aren't getting interest on it. They're not getting interest, which isn't, I think that's unfair, actually. But the quicker you get them paid back, the quicker they can use the money that was lost, and that you get rewarded for that. Okay? Just a little word to the wise, but restitution is a key part of this case. Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Every courtroom tells a story, but the real lesson is understanding how justice works. If you enjoyed this courtroom breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more real courtroom analysis. Thanks for watching Justice Frontier. We'll see you in the next case.